Good afternoon, Realtors. We can do a little bit better than that. Good afternoon, Orlando Realtors. That's right, that's right. And welcome to the 2018 State of the Association address. I am Cliff Long, your Chief Serving Officer. Now, I know a lot of people get hung up on that CEO. I tell people all the time that just makes me the chief servant. And on behalf of our 37 staff, it is a pleasure to serve, and we thank you for coming out on today. As we get ready to get started with our State of the Association, I know there are a couple of people still coming in and others being ushered in from the other room. When you begin any address like this, you always start off by acknowledging your leadership. This year, we've got a special lineup of leaders and people who have sacrificed some 3, 5, 10 years in serving at the association. And I want to take just a second to point them out before we get into the hard facts and figures of an absolutely great year that we've had at the association. This year, our leader, our commander-in-chief, our chairman of the board, is none other than the man himself, President Lou Nemcoff. Lou, raise your hand. There he is. I can tell you right now, I have never served a more conscientious leader. I've served a lot of realtor presidents, but I've never served a more conscientious leader that cares more about making sure that the voice of the realtors are heard and that every man and woman has a voice at the association. Lou is that president, and I'm so very proud to serve under him. Following Lou, we have the one, the only, the person who we're hanging our hopes on in 2019, President-elect Jeffrey Fagan. Now, I've had a chance to travel all over the United States with Jeffrey and a couple of our leaders, and I can tell you, I've only seen one time where he put everything down, and that was that new grandbaby he has. Jeff is a new grandfather, and it looks good on him, but he serves us with pride. We're very happy to have Jeff as our upcoming leader. Now, if there was ever anyone who had his eye on the money and is making sure that ORRA is where it needs to be and that every dollar is accounted for, this year's treasurer is none other than Reese Stewart. There's Reese right there. Now, Reese has done a heck of a job. You know, a lot of times, guys like myself, we're fearful when we get on the road and on the plane and start traveling with our leaders because we just want to make sure that they're dynamic. I had an opportunity recently to travel to San Francisco with Reese to a tech conference. It took him about 30 seconds before he was interviewing tech companies, and Reese was telling me, Cliff, technology is where the association is going. We've got to make sure that we have that in the budget. I was super proud because so many people get caught in the minutia of things, but to see Reese blossoming and becoming the president in the future he's going to be, it was a moment that made me truly proud. I'm glad to serve under you, Reese. Next up is the leader. We've all got that one. If this were football, you know that you've got that 5-star draft pick or that 5-star recruit that's over there that's waiting for their chance to get in. And befitting our tailgating theme, I'm telling you, I've got a 5-star secretary at ORRA that I cannot wait to move up the ladder. This person speaks to me daily. We talk almost daily. We talk about issues that have things to do with our families. We talk about issues that have things to do with the association. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get excited because we've got a lineup of leaders coming in the future, and the one 5-star recruit that I'm most excited about is none other than this year's secretary, Miss Natalie Aerosmith. Let's give Natalie a round of applause. And then there's that one. There's always one that's going to be near and dear to your heart. There will always be one. Every AE, every CEO has that person. They have that person who, no matter what, will always hold a special place in their heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Elliott, ORRA's immediate past president, was the one who hired me. He was the one who found me and who said, Cliff, we want to give you an opportunity. We think you are the next CEO of ORRA. And he made me that offer that I could not refuse. Although I don't see him in the audience on today, I would be remiss if I did not ask you to give the biggest round of applause for our immediate past president, Mr. Bruce Elliott. But the Association of Realtors is made up of realtors, by realtors, for realtors. And it's not just about the leadership and those who wear titles. It's about that board of directors that we have that serve religiously and tirelessly. They're here on today, and I want to begin to recognize a few of our directors and our committees. Heading up our directors right here, we have Ms. Dallas Ackley, a very special person. She and I have been texting and emailing all night. Then we have Kathy Adkins and none other than Jim Battenchuk. Jim's a special person. You need to sit down and have a conversation with him if you've never had. Following Jim, we've got Christian Bowen and then Juliana Baselli-Neves. She's a special person, beautiful heart. I love conversing with her. Then we've got the one, the only, the special one. Where's Kat Brower right there? There's Kat. Kat is our affiliate director, and she's there, and she is a beast in the boardroom, ladies and gentlemen. She makes sure that the affiliate interests are looked out for, and she is a voice, and that's a special voice. We're very happy to have Kat on our starting lineup. Next on the starting lineup, we've got Joe Dorr. Joe is someone that's reached out to me in the very beginning. Before I ever knew anyone at the association, Joe grabbed me by the hand and made sure that when I was here alone over the Christmas holidays that I had places to go. He gave me tickets to events. I thank Joe for that. Then we've got Lisa Hill. Lisa's someone that's near and dear to my heart. I'm telling you, she's an emerging leader. You need to keep your eyes on her. Rose Kemp is someone that you should watch. I've got plans for Rose. There's Rose right there. Rose, I've definitely got plans for her. I've talked to her about some of the things that we're going to bring to Orlando. I haven't shared my vision with everyone. Rose is one of those people I've had long conversations with. And then we've got Mike McGraw. We're going to talk a little bit about Mike later on, so I won't talk too much about him right now. And then there's the one with the big heart, the one who loves and cares. Where's Lori Rivera? Is Lori here today? Oh, she's in the back hiding. I've got Lori. And then I've got Don Juan, the smooth one, Rigo Rodriguez. Rigo is someone who I care about. Rigo is an awesome gentleman. If you ever talk to him, he'll make you feel good. And then there's Tansy Soderstrom. Tansy is an emerging leader. I'm telling you right now, keep your eyes on her. She's going to be special. She has a heart for the membership. You're going to love her. So ORRA is made up of people. It's not made up of dollars. It's not made up of leaders. It's made up of everyone together. And it's run by committee. Yes, we have a board of directors, and that board of directors is the group that receives what the committees and the members have asked for, and we put it into action. But it's all about the committees at the Association of Realtors. This year, we have over 450 members serving on committees, and that's made up of 18 subcommittees and task forces. We've had over 150 meetings this year. We're always doing something at the association. So if you want to rise to the top, you too can be a leader at the Association of Realtors. It doesn't take any special type of education. All it takes is dedication. If you're willing, I've got a place for you and a committee for you and an opportunity for you to serve in leadership at the association. If I can do it, you can do it. Anyone can do it. All I need is your commitment. I mentioned earlier that I wanted to give a little special recognition. We've had a member that's gone not just above and beyond, but through the roof on this year. One of our directors is Mike McGraw. And many of you know Mike, not just for his years of service to the association. Sometimes it takes 5 to 10 years to rise to the top of leadership at the association. Mike's done that, but he didn't just stop there. Mike also jumped on to the Multiple Listing Service Board of Directors, and he served us there as well. And at MFR MLS, Mike rose through the ranks, and this year in 2018, Mike is serving as the president of the MLS. But Mike did not stop there. Also, in addition to serving at ORRA, in addition to serving on budget and finance, in addition to serving on bylaws and policies, Mike also undertook the task this year of jumping onto the FR lineup, and he was elected on behalf of 180,000 realtors. Mike was elected as your 2019 Florida Realtor Secretary. Mike, let's give him a round of applause. And also remember, I do have to say that we have a lot of people watching us online. It's being live streamed, so if you don't see them right behind you, they're sitting next to you and you just don't know. So keep in mind with the movement in the audience, it is being live streamed. So let's talk about our membership by the numbers. ORRA is growing. I don't mind saying, and I know that I have association executives right now. I know my counterparts. I've probably got someone in California watching. I've probably got someone down in South Florida watching. I know I've got someone in Chicago watching. We spoke by the phone last night. I say it unabatedly. ORRA is the single best realtor association in America. We're awesome. And I know you guys are going to miff at me for that, but I'm not backing up. When we look at our membership by the numbers, this year, ORRA has 12,531 primary realtors. In terms of designated realtors, these are our brokers, 2,151. Now, our brokers are the lifeblood of the association. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for everything that you do. Keep it coming, and if you have ideas and things that you need, by all means, let me know. Then we have our secondary realtors. This year we have 461 secondary. What's special about the secondary realtors, and to give you a snapshot of who we really are in the community, the primary realtor joins their association, but the secondary realtor sees a fit and a need to join ORRA as their secondary association, so they pay dues twice. But they think that it's essential to also be a member of the Orlando Regional Association. Folks, that's special. 461 different people out there chose us in addition to, and that number's growing. I'm super excited about that, and next year I'm shooting for 500. We're going to be the association of choice, which brings us to a record high, more than we've ever had before. The Orlando Regional Realtor Association this year is featuring 15,143 realtors. That's special. We're growing, and it's because of who you are. So we wouldn't be anything without our affiliates. Right now, I want to make sure that everyone in this room, when you leave this room, walk next door to our affiliate expo, or our expo, and, and definitely give them the support. Show them the love. I want you to think affiliates first. Think affiliates first. When you're getting ready to do business, before you do business with someone, make sure that they're a member of the association. It helps keep costs down, and we keep the business in the family. This year, through our affiliate membership, we've hosted educational and networking events. We've had our affiliate forum. We've had volunteer days. Yes, the affiliates volunteer right along with you. See, the association is not just us giving back to the community, it's everyone giving back to the community, and our affiliates do it with us. And we also have our GKC certified affiliate members. These members have taken the extra step towards professionalism to make sure that they represent their industry and our industry in the best ways possible. And where would we be without our affiliates to sponsor our events? ORRA is strong because of them, and because of them, and because of you, and because of everything we've done. The Orlando Regional Realtor Association is now the 8th largest realtor association in the country. That's very impressive. Consider cities like Seattle, consider cities, we run neck and neck with Chicago. It's them and us and them and us. When you consider that, that is extremely strong, that we are the place of choice to do business in America, and we're number 8 in the entire country. So how's that break down when it comes to our region? Regionally, ORRA is strong. When you extract the affiliate memberships, we have 14,682 members. Compare that with our largest neighbor, which is the Greater Tampa GTAR. They have 10,789 members. And over in Osceola, our sister association has 3,578 members. And our other sister association, Lake and Sumter, is right behind them with 2,130 members. ORRA is the association of choice in Central Florida. And over the last 5 years, I'm pleased to announce that our membership over the last 5 years has increased by 58%. Perception is reality, and the perception is we are the association to join in Central Florida, and the reality is they are joining. I'm extremely proud of our members. I'm extremely proud of our growth. I'm extremely proud of our leaders, and it's paying off in terms of membership. In 2014, we had 9,599 members as we came out of the recession, and in just 4 short years, we've added over several thousand members to 15,143 members. Let's take a look at our demographics by age. And this means a lot for you brokers who are looking to grow your business. So, 18% of our membership is over the age of 60. 18% of our membership is over the age of 60. Right behind them is our 50 to 59-year-olds, which make up a quarter of our members, 25%. And 27% makes up our 40 to 49-year-olds. 21% is our 30 to 39-year-olds, and our less than 30 crowd is 9%. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that that segment is growing and is growing fast. 30% of ORRA realtors are under the age of 40. That makes us the top association of choice for millennials in Central Florida. That means that the future is bright for ORRA. It means that as young professionals get ready to enter into the real estate profession, the Orlando Regional Realtor Association has become their association of choice, and I'm darn proud of that. So when we talk national averages, it runs about 65-35 in terms of women to men with regards to the makeup by gender. In ORRA, we run 47% male and 53% female. That means that we're viewed equally by all audiences, by all sexes, and the association is, again, the viable choice for realtors in our area. 47, 30, 53 is our makeup. When it comes to our membership, here's something that's very special. 36% of our members have been in the business for 1 year or less. That's what I mean by the association of choice for people just getting into the business. We are the one that people are saying you need to join. 36% is 1 year or less, and in the 2 to 4 years, we've got 23%. In 5 to 9 years, we've got 17%. In 10 to 19, we've got 18%. And in the 20 to 29 years, that's 4%, and the over 30 years in the business is 2%. ORRA, as I told you before, is the #1 choice for startup realtors in Central Florida. If you've got someone out there and they're talking about getting into the business, this is where they need to be, where they will be among their peers. This is the ground that's fertile for them to plant their business in. I'm very proud of that, and as we move forward, let's look at our members per office. This is something that's telling. 43% of our members are in offices of 1 person or smaller. 35% make up the 2 to 4 person offices, 12% make up our 5 to 9 person offices, and 6% make up our 10 to 24. And it goes down from there with regards to 20 to 49 and 50 plus. ORRA is the #1 choice for small brokers in Central Florida. This means that for our small brokers who are in the business and staying in the business, ORRA is their choice. I'm very proud of that. Again, we've got the fertile ground that is needed for you to plant your business in to be successful. More people are getting into the business and joining the Orlando Regional Association as they do so than anywhere else. When we look at our listings, sales remain kind of flat from 17 to 18, but take a look at our sales volume. Our sales volume is up 5%. Our average sale is up 6%. And the median sale is up 6.8%. In this seller's market, although the sales remain the same, our members are making more money per sale than ever before. Now, we know that there's a lot of different factors that come into that, but I'm very proud because it also means that the staff and our leadership are offering services necessary for you to make more money. And we've got more member benefits coming to talk about in the future, and we've got a board of directors that's committed to going out there and bringing services to you to help you become more profitable. So what would it be if we didn't have community? Now, I'm not talking about Maitland or Winter Park. I'm talking about the realtor community. ORRA is made up of a plethora of networking, events, and recognition. I want to start and just name a few of the things. Our Global Real Estate Council absolutely rocks. Do I have any global members in the audience today? All right, I see some hands. Give yourselves a round of applause. I cannot tell you how well they represent you abroad. And when I say abroad, I'm not talking down I-4. I'm talking across the seas. I just got back from Birmingham, England with a few of our global members, and they absolutely rock. The Global Council consists this year of 185 members, and they offer year-round programs. They don't have a season. It's from sun up to sundown. It's always global, global, global. Earlier this year, President Liu and I had an opportunity to travel to Toronto to Realtor Quest in 2018, and we just got back about 4 weeks ago from a place in the sun. So you say, Cliff, is all this necessary? What's to do with all this global stuff? Well, let me give you a few facts and figures here. and to help you understand where you need to spend your marketing dollars in the future. So when we were at a place in the sun, that was 7,300 buyers. And we're in Birmingham, England. 7,300 buyers who are interested in living in Florida and abroad. And because of that little mouse down the road, half of the marketing has been done for you. Everyone knows Orlando. It was like fishing in a barrel. Every 5 minutes, someone walked up and they wanted to hear about Florida. So the association absolutely, positively, unequivocally needed to be there, and we will continue to be there to advocate for you on behalf of Orlando. To give you an even more startling statistic, experts have told us from the Economic Partnership that over the next 20 years, 15 million people will move into the state of Florida. 15 million people will move into the state of Florida. And of those 15 million people, 6 million will move to Central Florida. So of the 15 million, 6 million will move into Central Florida, and that we also know that 15% of the people who live in Orlando were not born inside the United States. So if 15% of the people who live in Orlando were not born inside the United States, all things created equal or being equal, that's going to be 900,000 people not from the U.S. in your city over the next 20 years. Do you think we need to be prepared to market to other people? And that's what your Global Council is doing for you. I want to make sure that everybody knows that today, from 4 to 6:30, don't leave when the expo's over. Right here in this room, the Global Real Estate Council will present Selling Orlando. This is going to be an awesome event. We're going to talk about all things global, and if you're not a member of the council, right here today, where you're sitting right now, is a great place for you to join, and you can win one of 3 $100 gift cards. Speaking of gift cards, 4 people in this room will leave with $250 gift cards at the end of my speech. So, hold your applause, hold it. We mentioned that 43% of our population is made up of our brokers and small brokers. So the way that we represent those small brokers is through our Independent Small Brokers Council. It has over 280 members, and we do things such as the broker breakfast, and we feature various topics. We make sure that we keep in touch with them so that we can hear what they need. And if you are a broker and you want to hear more or you want to give input at the association, on October the 24th, come have breakfast with me. We'll put more information out in the days to come, but I want you to come have breakfast with me. I'm going to bring the staff. I specifically requested this breakfast, and it's a conversation. If there was ever anything that you wanted to get off your chest, that's the time. If there's a service you want the association to offer, that's what we're there for. I want to hear from you. I'm bringing my senior leadership and staff, and the entire breakfast is dedicated towards hearing from the brokers. I need that so that we can take it back as we're going through our budgeting process, and I can tell our board of directors what I heard from you. We do our strategic plan every 2 to 3 years, and we try to tweak that as needed. But at these meetings and at meetings like the one coming up, this is where I hear from our brokers. I want to hear from our brokers, and I will give that input back to the board of directors and to the appropriate committees. Please understand that ORRA is not just made up of residential realtors. We also have many commercial realtors who are members of our association, and we serve them through the Orlando Regional Commercial Council. This year, they have over 103 members, and we just recently hosted a 2-day CCIM Foundation course. Sometimes our residential people want to get into commercial, and I try to caution them, make sure you understand what you're doing before you do so. And if you are a residential person, but you want to learn commercial, this council is a great place to start because they offer the educational opportunities for you to learn how to sell commercial property. I could not go through this and not mention our young professionals. Now, our young professionals are absolutely awesome. They rock. They make sure that they help me to feel young. I go to their events and they make sure that I'm dancing or that I have something in my hand, or I absolutely love our young professionals. This year, this network features over 325 members, and they love their Wake Up with YPN series, education series. We also have our 20 under 40, which honors our real estate rising stars. And this year, we had community service days, and they also gave a donation of $2,700 to the foundation. I'm glad because our younger members are learning how to give. It's when you give that you receive. And as we raise them up right and they learn how to give now, they're going to be successful realtors because they will have put in the social equity in our community that warrants them receiving the blessing back. So I'm very proud of them because they're putting in that social equity now. They're going to be extremely successful in the future. And ORRA is made up of all these events, all these committees, all these people. And this year, we've had more than 60 special events, ranging from this trade show we're at now to networking sessions. I was just at Tropicana Field at a ball game, watching the Rays, and much, much more. The association is made up of events, and these events are for you. When you see that email, comb through it, look at it, and see if there's something that you want to be a part of, and join. It's for everybody, and the association is for all of its members. And what would we be if we did not reward our own? So at our annual awards banquet this year, and this is just a few of our winners, we awarded several awards. Our Realtor of the Year this past year in 2017 was Cherie Roan. Our Chairman of the Year was Maria Neri. Our Grant Clark Volunteer of the Year was none other than Lori Rivera. And I see Lori back there. Our Rising Star Award was Justin Lamana, special person. Our Walter Rose Lifetime Award went to our beloved Budge Husky, and the Affiliate Member of the Year went to Josh Pennington. Are any of those winners in the audience on today? If you are, stand up for me. Stand up and be recognized. Who's that heavy guy over there on the right? In the community is where we truly shine. And if you've been with us recently, if you've been in the board of directors or you've listened, you've heard that I want to turn us from being an inward realtor association to being a functioning part of the community. We're going to get out, we're going to get active, and we will make a difference in the Orlando area. We're bigger than just Florida Realtors. We're bigger than just NAR. We are the heart and soul of this community, and it's time that we stood up, spoke up, and participated. I'm looking for a few soldiers. I'm looking for a few people who can go out and help me help people. Help us help people. Let's make that realtor. You have a $5 billion brand in that R. A $5 billion brand that you wear, and we have 15,000 members. 15,000 members. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime you have 15,000 of anything, you should be affecting your community. Anytime you have 15,000 of anything, you should be making a difference in your community. And I'm pledging as your CEO that our association will get out into the Seminole and Orange County communities, and we will make a difference in the lives of its citizens. And we're already doing that. Our Community Relations Committee this year, the 4th annual ORRA Good Neighbor Awards recognized 10 of our members for their outstanding community service. We also contributed to the American Cancer Society, United Against Poverty, the Kiddies Carnival, the Boys and Girls Club, and many more. And we regularly, I think I have a crew in here that just got back, we regularly prepare meals at Hubbard House. See, your dues dollars don't just go towards the association. We use them to make a difference in the community. If you've ever sat down and you felt despair because you felt like, hey, I wish I could do more, the Association of Realtors is meeting you at that point. We're doing more with your dollars than ever before and keeping operation costs low. And we'll talk more about that in the future. Our foundation is one of our arms whereby we go out and we make a difference, and most recently we've been doing it with our veterans. The Orlando Regional Realtor Foundation, we recently closed on our 3rd Heroes Commons home, providing keys to veteran owners. We just began construction on our 6th home, and we gave $8,000 towards rehabbing the Transformation Village coffee shop and library in Bithlo. These little things make a difference. We're a multi-million-dollar organization, and we're pledging to give back and make a difference in our community. So where are we going with this? I want to make sure that ORRA is the most philanthropic realtor association in Central Florida. Can we get there? We can get there. And I know that we have a lot of different foundations, the Dr. Phillips Foundations and the other people like that, but I have failed if an initiative gets started in Central Florida and it did not begin with, have you reached out to the realtors? That's my goal. I need your help in doing that. We're going to make a difference in our community. When it comes to professional development, you just can't beat an Orlando realtor. I've got the very best committee. I've got the very best staff liaison, and I've got the very best members. And this year, we've done more with your dollars in that classroom, that conference center, than ever before. In 2018, we've had over 970 attendees per month. I want you to really think about that. 1,000 people per month coming in for education. We've had over 2,000 new member orientation attendees, and I'm very proud to say that of those 2,000 members, only maybe 300 or 400 of them I did not come in and speak to and touch personally. I know I've spoken personally to over 1,500 new members. We've had 42 GRI designees and 207 GKC certifications this year, and over 200 people attended our legal summit. It was a great event. If you missed it, you want to be there. How does this stack up? In 2017, we offered 128 classes, and already this year, 10 months into 18, we've offered 189. We're up 48%. And with regards to attendees, in 17, we'd had 7,600, and this year we've had 8,700. That's up 15%. Our education, our staff is doing more and more and more to make sure that you have what you need, and they're working harder than ever at the association, and it shows. My VP of Professional Development is sitting on the front row. Ashley, will you wave your hand? Let's give her a round of applause. When I tell you that I will not let you outserve me, I will not let you outserve my staff, I mean it. Ashley, how long have you been with ORRA? 3 years. She lives in New Smyrna Beach. Every morning, she gets up 6 a.m. and gets on the road to come to ORRA to be your Vice President of Professional Development. And she stays, and she's never the first one to leave the building. And then in the midst of all that traffic, she gets back in her car, and she drives all the way home every day. And that's the type of commitment I'm requiring out of our staff. You've got to do it. You've got to be passionate about it. You've got to care about it more than anything else. And I'm very proud to have members, staff people like Ashley serving under us. And when they do take those courses, let's take a look at what's the most popular with regards to designations. We have over 2,857 GKC designations. We have 845 GRI, 258 ABR, 139 with regards to CRS, and with our Certified International Property Specialists, 131 of those. But I have to talk about our special education people. These are our ACE Award recipients, and ACE stands for Achievement in Continuing Education. The ACE Awards recognizes our members who have completed more than 50 hours of CE in their license renewal period. These people believe if I'm not selling, I'm educating. Do I have any ACE Award recipients in this audience? Stand up and be recognized. Yes. So when you say, Cliff, how do you know who is going to be an emerging leader? Who do you tap for projects? I look first towards those people who are committed to this industry, and certainly those ACE Award recipients are at the top of that list. With regards to advocacy and government affairs, many of you may not realize, but I'm a former government affairs director. I run my own shop in a couple of different states, and if I know anything, I know government affairs, lobbying, and advocacy. I'm here to tell you we've got one of the best, if not the best, shop in the state of Florida. I'll put my government affairs team up against Pensacola, NEFAR, Tampa, or Miami. They're simply the best at what they do with relationship building, the best at what they do with support of our elected officials, and they're the best at what they do with regards to winning elections. Right now, as it stands, we're given a goal each year to reach by Florida realtors. Our goal this year was $282,099. To date, we stand at $278,793. We're about $3,000 away from reaching our goal. If you haven't contributed to the Realtor Political Action Committee this year, I'm asking you to do so. We have a booth in there right now, and I want to raise that $3,000 today. I know you weren't looking for it. I've put my ticker down. I want to raise it today. So, I've got 3,000 in this room. I've got 3,000 in this room, and I'm about to step out on a ledge on faith. Do I have a $100 pledge to the PAC in this room today? I've got one right there. I've got another pledge right there. I'm not going to do it auction style. Here, 10, 10. I got 20. I've got one more pledge right there. I'll stop there because I don't want to make it about how much you give. Thank you very much for committing to that. I'm asking everyone in this room, if you have not contributed to our PAC, please do so. It's the clean one. It's the one that you get a chance to go to bed feeling good about. Because with the Realtors Political Action Committee, we don't worry about Democrats and Republicans. That's not our fight. All we care about is the Realtor Party and making sure that we have people in office who understand what you do for a living and that will allow us to help them with that understanding. We don't force them into a political corner. We don't beat them up and tell them if you don't do our way, we're not going to support you. That's not how we operate. We want to make sure that you can do business in every community in Central Florida and that it is a business-friendly community when you get there. And that's what your PAC does for you, and that's why everyone in this room, including affiliates, should give a contribution to the Realtor Political Action Committee. And what do we do with those dollars? You can't find a better shop, and this is why I brag on my people. I am very pleased to announce that 90% of ORRA recommended candidates were successful in the Florida election cycle. 90%. And in the audience with us today, I've got two people that I want to recognize because I plan on them being successful here in the future. I have candidate for Orange County Sheriff, John Mina. John, would you please stand up and be recognized? I also have a candidate for Orange County Commission District 3, Myra Uribe. Myra, please stand up. I mentioned earlier with regards to affiliates, I asked you to do business with people who do business with you. I'm asking you now as voters to vote with people who come and support you. Can we do that? Can we get behind these candidates? I can't tell you who to support. When you go into that booth, the honor to vote is private and sacred. But I can tell you that every person, each of these two candidates and the other ones that we've put in before you, they've come, they've sat with realtors, we listen to them, and we know that they have a firm grasp on knowledge with regards to politics and real estate in Central Florida, and we feel good about putting their names in front of you as a recommendation. We also support teachers like no one else. Realtors do more for teachers than any other group other than the Education Association. This year, the Orange County School Referendum won with 84% of voters approving renewal of $1 million in ad valorem tax. Yes, we put more money in schools than any other organization. And myself recently and President-elect Jeffrey Fagan, we went down to the school board and we received an award. That's what we do with your PAC dollars. We don't spend them on partisan issues. We make sure the first question that's asked of a realtor is, how are the schools? The Orlando Regional Association of Realtors makes sure that the schools are good. And that's what we do with your PAC dollars. If you want to learn more about the other candidates that we selected, please go to the orlandorealtors.org website, and you can learn about all the people that we supported in the various offices. We do more with less, and we support candidates, and the candidates that we support win. This year, we have a special amendment on our ballot that I'm asking you to support, and it's Amendment 2. Now, nothing will send you out that door faster than me starting to go into politics. So I won't do that. But let me give you the short blurb. Amendment 2 is for everybody. And I'm pleased to announce, if you go down to the association today, I've got a huge billboard on Lee Road with our Amendment 2 advertisement. And what it does is it maintains a 10% cap on non-homestead property tax. Now, I understand that some of us are anti-tax or for tax, but the bottom line is this. I told you I just got back from Canada. I just got back from the UK, and what keeps those people coming to our community is our taxes and our affordability. And we have to protect that. It doesn't matter what anyone else does. That's what the Realtor Party is going to do. So I'm asking you and your offices and your families to definitely support Amendment 2. We are one of the strongest voting blocs in Central Florida. Your Association of Realtors absolutely rocks, and you just don't know the power of the realtor vote. I told you earlier that we have 15,000 members who are members of this association. And I also told you that the majority of our members are over the age of 60 years old. So that means that when you add spouses, our 15,000 member block turns to a 30,000 member vote on election day. And those people who have children who call home and ask, Mom, Dad, who should we support? My 30,000 vote turns into 40,000 votes by 7 o'clock that evening. There's no other group in Central Florida who can amass that type of voting block in that short a period of time, and that's why ORRA is one of the strongest lobbies in Central Florida. It's you who are making the difference, and no one else, and we know that. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. And with regards to our consumer outreach, we've had a phenomenal year. This year, we've had over 130 media pickups, including print, television, radio, and online. Our multimedia campaigns resulted in 20,000 plus website users, 37,000 page views, and over 4 million impressions. When you consider the fact that that is not an MLS-driven page, 4 million impressions is absolutely staggering. And on social media, we're picking up like never before. As I mentioned, hello world, we're broadcasting live on Facebook right now. Our Facebook followers are up by 10%. Our YouTube subscribers are at 1,000 right now, and we have over 1,200 Instagram followers, making us the social media giant that we're becoming in Central Florida. We're the association of choice, and I love it. And when it comes to benefits and services, I'm pleased to announce for the first time ever, we've done the study, and 65% of all revenue is spent on member services. In a day where so many charities are being investigated for taking your dollars and giving nothing back, 65 cents of every dollar that you've given towards dues actually goes back to member services. It doesn't get spent on staff travel, doesn't get spent on CEO tchotchkes. It goes directly back to member services, and we're extremely proud about that, and that's why our treasurer and our Budget and Finance Committee have done a heck of a job this year making sure that your dollars are at work for you and no one else. And when it comes to member services, our staff is there, and we're trying to match your effort. We've taken over 29,000 calls this year. 29,000. We've given over 1,100 super lock boxes in terms of sales, and 12,000 e-keys have been distributed. And all that in order to help us maintain this community, to maintain a standard, to maintain professionalism. We're doing our very best. The Association of Realtors is all about the code of ethics. It's all about you and policing 40,000 transactions. How do you police over 40,000 transactions in a year? Through professional standards and grievance. Our ethics cases this year are up 30% from 2017. We've had 7 arbitrations, and we've had 97% guilty verdict in the hearings rendered. If you're out there practicing and something wrong has happened during your transaction, don't take it on the chin. Call the Association of Realtors. It's what we're there for. If you're wondering about a transaction, if you wonder if it was above board, or if you see a member out there violating the code of ethics, Don't put it on Facebook and become a violator of the code of ethics. Call the association and allow us to represent you in that issue. Right now, I'm here to tell you, Big Brother is watching. Please be careful with what you post on Facebook. You can violate the code just as easy on Facebook as you can through an advertisement. And we're out there policing. President-elect Jeff calls me just about every 3 days with a new case, and we're always out there watching. We've issued a lot of market reports this year, over 150 statistics, including zip codes. And this year, we've debuted our Spanish versions. And more, you're going to find out that what we release in one language, we'll release in multiple languages. The Spanish versions of the Market Pulse and Market Minutes are now available. I had a director reach out to me, I see her smiling over there, the other night to make sure that these things were posted and that they weren't just posted on the website, but they were on social media. Our Spanish audience is growing, and we're growing our efforts to meet their demand. And we're also releasing Spanish and Portuguese versions. Why Portuguese? Because of the three groups who come to Orlando and spend the most money, they are people from Canada, they are our Brazilian audience, and they are our people from the UK. So we want to make sure that we're communicating with those who are doing business with us. We've got a lot of new deals and discounts with more to come. Programs at the association, a 43% discount on the body camera. President Liu has taken on a special commitment this year for realtor safety. I'm not dropping that, and just because we go into December and January, I'm not turning the heat down. Realtor safety will be at the top of our list, even going into President-elect Jeff's year. If you've seen the ORRA van, I need you to know it's delivering services. If you're too busy to leave your audience, your office, or you need something brought from the association, a sign or a lockbox, the van will crank it up and bring it right to your doorstep. It's the first concierge-type service of its kind in Central Florida. It's just for you, by you. Give us a call and say, hey, Cliff, we need lockboxes, and I'll come on out to, it won't be me. And we'll come on out to your office and deliver those services to you concierge style. And we also have a discount card on a card with discounts. Go onto our website and learn more about our member benefits and services. The staff is at your service. And I took on this job several months ago, and the job was to raise the bar. And one of the things that we did this year to raise the bar was I needed to make sure that the staff wasn't too far away from what you do for a living. So we brought in a day in the life of a realtor. This year, I directed every staff person, and I asked the board of directors and committee chairs for help. Every staff person was to get in the car and spend a day with a realtor. That meant from sun up to sundown, every list, I heard a cheer over there, every listing appointment, comps, staff meetings, sales meetings, I wanted a staff person in the car. Every staff person has to do it because they need to feel your pain. They need to understand your frustration. I know what it's like when it's 3 o'clock and the association closes in 2 hours and you call me and you need help with a lockbox because it's not working. And somebody says, can you hold? I want to make sure that that never happens again. I wanted our staff to understand what you do for a living and feel your pain. And spending a day in the life with the realtor was one of the ways that we did that. We also undertook our own professional development. Every other year, you have to raise your level. You have to do continuing education. Why is it that the staff is not required to do so also? This year, every staff person was instructed to take ePro and At Home with Diversity. I'm very pleased to announce it doesn't matter whether you're my facilities manager or my vice president. The Orlando Regional Realtor Association staff is the only staff in the state of Florida where every staff person has at least one designation. That's something you can give yourselves a round of applause about. I'm committing them to understanding what you do for a living and serving you in that capacity. But we did not stop there. I've got some people in that audience, in that association who are awesome. This year we had active shooter training, and we were working with the Orange and Seminole Sheriff. Yes, although you didn't see it because we made it transparent to you, our staff went through active shooter training. Today's times are more and more difficult, and you never know what's going to happen. Don't you feel safe knowing that if you're at the Association of Realtors and something happens, all 37 people know how to behave to save your life? That's something you should be very proud of, that it's a safe haven for realtors, and that if you're there, we know what to do in case of emergency. No, it's not something that we're going to post on walls and telephones, but our staff is highly trained, and their job is to serve. I'm the chief servant, but we're right there with you serving. We also did first aid, CPR, and AED certification. You can't have 2,000, 1,500, 3,000 people come into your building and not be able to help them should something happen. Our staff is there. Their job is to serve. They have a mindset to serve, and we will serve. As I get ready to come into my close, I'll give you a glimpse into the future. We've got a platinum key certification for brokers coming up. We're going to raise the level of those brokers in service, and that's something we're very excited about. Following the overwhelming success of our gold key certification, a brand new program will be launched in 2019 that's geared specifically towards brokers. We're going to raise the level of professionalism in our area. With regards to consumer outreach, earlier this year, you may or may not know, we conducted a RFP, and we started looking for a new marketing company. And a brand new multimedia advertising campaign to educate consumers was undertaken, and we've selected a new firm, Paradise, out of Central Florida, and we're very, very excited about what's going to come next. ORRA won't just exist in the realm that you've seen it anymore. I'm asking you to get ready, get on board. Some of the things that you're going to see in the future you've never seen before. With regards to technology, we've got a new phone system that's coming to ensure that calls are answered. Don't y'all get tired of talking to that attendant? I know I do. Even I get the attendant. Well, we're bringing in a new phone system that's going to allow me to monitor calls and for our staff to be more effective in answering those calls. We've got a brand new website coming. This was something that I undertook personally, and I'm extremely, extremely excited about it. We've recently hired and signed a contract with our new web development company. A new look is coming to ORRA, and we're going to make sure that it is consistent with Central Florida. It's going to be a very powerful website. I don't want to leak it. Just get ready, because it's going to be a single sign-on site. And once you sign on initially, it's going to bring you right into everything else you need at the association. So you won't have to sign on to .org, .com, and all of those sites will be going away. A brand new site will be coming up. It's about a 30 to 60, 90-day build-out, so look for that very soon. And very soon, for you brokers out there who are trying to bring people in the business, but they just don't have time to come down to the association, our online applications and forms are being perfected right now. Staff's running to me, telling me this or that is broken, this or that's not working. We're testing online applications right now, and before the end of this year, applying and joining and being a part of the Association of Realtors will be an online process with confirmations. We're going to make things easier. We're going to jump into the 21st century. We have a new location coming, and this is something we're extremely excited about, our first satellite office. So, as I mentioned, ORRA is growing. We're busting at the seams. And our members are in every part of Orange and Seminole County, and our board of directors on last year undertook and made the commitment to serve those members. We're going to be opening our first ever satellite office in Hunters Creek, and we're going to offer selective member services and classes, as well as Spanish-only classes. We have so many members from so many different demographics. We're going to represent them all, and for all of those members who live down in the south end of Orange County, I've heard your cry. You don't have to drive on I-4 or Orange Blossom or John Young anymore. We're coming down there to meet you at the point of your needs. Look for that special announcement coming soon. That's something you can get behind. Go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause. So what's this all about? I want you to know that you're special. I want you to know that what you do matters. I want you to know that being a realtor and a realtor affiliate is one of the best things that you could have done with your life. You made it. If you've been a member of the new member orientation class, you've heard me say it before. You make a difference. And it's not just the difference that you think. You change lives daily. If it's through a mortgage, or if it's through selling a home or a commercial business, you make the community better. Statistics told us, this is hard facts, this is not Cliff speech. We know that in homes where in neighborhoods where there are homeowners as opposed to renters, there's a lower instance of teenage pregnancy in those areas. We know that in neighborhoods where there are homeowners as opposed to rental situations, there's a lower statistic of drug use in those areas. We know that in situations where neighborhoods are filled with homeowners, we've learned statistically that there's a higher instance of voting in that area. Every time you sell a home, you make Orlando better. We have learned that in the communities where you're working, we mentioned what we did for the schools earlier. Every time you sell a home as a realtor, you create 19 jobs. When you sell that home, a carpenter starts working. When you sell that home or you instruct that person, a roofer starts working. When you sell that home, a landscaper starts working. Every time you sell that home, a connection fee from OUC or Duke Energy starts working. Every time you sell a home, you put this community to work. It's realtors who are behind the gears, and it's realtors who are making Central Florida run. You're a special group of people. And every time you sell that home, every time that ad valorem tax, that sales tax, that property tax goes into our local communities, there's no one putting first responders on the streets like realtors are. Yes, give yourself a round of applause. There's no one putting teachers in classrooms like realtors are putting teachers in classrooms. Every time you do what you do, you make this community better. Ladies and gentlemen, you found your purpose in what you're supposed to be doing. This is not about the commission you earn. It's about the Great Commission and the call that you answered. You're supposed to be doing what you do because when you do, you make this community better. All I need you to do is keep doing it. On behalf of President Lou Nimcoff, President-elect Jeff Fagan, and the entire board of directors for the Orlando Regional Realtor Association, I want to thank you for being a member of this association and for being here on today. Thank you very much.